Hi everyone, I'm Chafia Aouissi. I'm part of the Microsoft Azure IoT Engineering team in Redmond, and I'm thrilled to have here with me Nadia Hospital from Cosmo Tech, who leads the product management at Cosmo Tech. And today we will be talking about the new wave of innovations and the new paradigms of building solutions, enterprise solutions, leveraging technologies such as digital twins, mixed reality, or Internet of Things. It all starts with the intelligent cloud and the intelligent edge. We see more and more solutions that are able to execute in a hybrid way, and the intelligence being distributed between the cloud and the edge. And all of this thanks to an accelerated wave of innovations. As I mentioned, the Internet of Things, but also the artificial intelligence or even digital twins. In fact, digital twins is one of the most interesting use of the intelligent edge and the intelligent cloud. So the question with the digital twins, we are able to represent the physical world, and we are able to take advantage of the limitless capabilities or compute power that the cloud has to offer, and in the same time being able to combine it with observational data as well as other operational data, so that all of that is brought together in solutions that span the edge and the cloud. What can we do really with digital twins? I think the first thing is starting by modeling the things that are important to your business. And that could be people, it could be places, it could be the interactions and the relationships, or even business processes. So you are able to model factories, cities, energy distribution networks, buildings, and so on. And after you model it, you bring it to life by synchronize it, meaning that now that you have the digital replica, it is fed with real-time data from your physical environment, and that data is able to flow in both senses, from both directions. And one of the first applications of the digital twins is being able to monitor, meaning getting insight on what's happening in the real world from the digital replica of your environment. And with that, we are able to track the past and see what happened at some point, but more importantly, doing analytics on that history. So if there is an incident that happened at some point, you are able to go back to the history and look at, like, what is the context of that incident? Not only if it's an asset, for example, not only on that specific asset, but also the environment that surround that asset, as well as the entities that that asset interacts with. And then with digital twins, you are able to look at the future and predict what would happen when an asset or a device or will be, out of service. Or you could also, in other use cases, predict when a building or a space is like the peak of its usages or its use. And then I think one of my favorite applications of the digital twin, and like we could refer to it as kind of the killer app of the digital twins, is simulation. Because once you created the digital replica of your environment, you are actually able to create as many copies you want, so that you can run simulations on complex environment that is otherwise really hard to run on your physical environment, or sometimes it's too costly to run them on the physical environment. And once you have the result or the insight from your simulations, you can apply them back to your physical environment, so that you can provide or apply new parameters to your physical environment, allowing new or enabling autonomous controls on your physical environment, which means that you can automate routine tasks, for example, and then that system or your environment can learn over time and make itself better through this automation. And finally, and more importantly, digital twins enable new experiences and new ways of interacting with your environment, and that is due to the ability to overlay the digital information that you have on your digital replica on your physical environment. And the fact that I'm able to interact with both my physical environment and digital environment, now I can also have this virtual space where we can interact with experts or colleagues in that virtual space, even though we are not in the same room. So all of these capabilities coming together really bring a new power. Like when we look at them separately, we might think, well, like, yeah, we have been doing monitoring or we have been tracking the past. Like today, we should look at this more at the end-to-end level, and when these capabilities enable together, how they are able to kind of unlock a new set of opportunities. And different customers today in the market are leveraging the technologies that Microsoft is offering to enable these capabilities together. And the first example I would love to talk about is AB InBev, who is the leader, one of the leaders, worldwide leaders in brewing, and they have been using Azure Digital Twins, AI, as well as Bonsai to optimize their supply chain operation, as well as their production and packaging lines output. Let's play the video.
With more than 200 breweries and 160,000 employees across the globe, Anheuser-Busch InBev is the largest brewer in the world, with an unparalleled portfolio of brands and a global presence with operations in 50 markets. AB InBev is an expert in their field, and their forward-leaning and innovative spirit is leading to new breakthroughs in brewing. Through their digital factory and supply chain of the future initiatives, in collaboration with Microsoft, AB InBev is focused on transforming both breweries and their global operations by empowering their frontline colleagues with digital solutions that enable world-class manufacturing, mobility, data automation, and business insights. It begins with the brewery coming to life with AI, Azure Digital Twins, and the Microsoft Cloud. The brewmaster is responsible for making the best quality beer. She has unprecedented visibility into the brewing process, so she can predict and monitor the complex chemical and biological fermentation parameters required to produce the highest quality product. Frontline operations can remotely monitor critical quality and traceability data from the manufacturing execution systems using the mobile brewery technology built using Azure. With built-in energy and utility management solutions, the digital brewery supports AB InBev's industry-leading sustainable development goals. After the perfect batch is ready to be bottled and shipped, AB InBev extend their digital twin solution to support the packaging line operations to ensure it's done right. These can plans are adopting Azure AI and Microsoft Project Bonsai's deep reinforcement learning to deliver line balancing optimization that detects and automatically compensates for bottlenecks in the complex can manufacturing operations. At AB InBev, their 100% uptime mindset is enabled through predictive maintenance and global support. A frontline operator can efficiently address problems through remote collaboration with a maintenance technician, ensuring no unplanned downtime of packaging equipment. The perfect beer is packaged and ready. The digital technologies of the AB InBev supply chain of the future minimizes carbon footprint while making sure the right beer gets to the right customer at the right time. This beer's journey is complete, and AB InBev and Microsoft are taking bold steps into the future.
The other example I wanted to share with you today is another group, Grupo Bimbo, who are specialized, a multinational based in Mexico, specialized in baked goods. And one interesting thing about this group is they are in their journey towards autonomous factories, but also today they are looking at how to optimize their supply chain resiliency. And this is a common challenge that we see with a lot of our customers. So Grupo Bimbo is present across 30 countries, and they have a distribution network of more than 50,000, like 57,000 routes that they have. And they have used Azure Digital Twins as well as our Microsoft Industrial IoT technologies to build a digital replica of their bakeries, of their production lines, of their distribution platforms, as well as transportation networks. And thanks to that, they have the end-to-end visibility of their value chain, and they are able to trace the product that comes out of the network. But also, as kind of part of their goals of sustainability and getting to net zero carbon emissions, they are able to use these technologies to reduce, to gain efficiencies and reduce the waste, because they know how, for example, the water is used as well as the energy is used across their network. And we have more examples, like across different industries, of customers leveraging today's these technologies, enabling different use cases, from ICA on their connected store example, to Brookfield, who is using digital twin on the New York skyscrapers, as well as Total Energy here, who is using the physics-based simulation to optimize the fuel blending processes, and Bosch, who is using these technologies on how to reduce the carbon footprint of the energy in the buildings. One thing all of these use cases and these customers have in common is that they leverage the Azure Digital Twins, which is the foundation for these solutions today. Because Azure Digital Twins gives our customers the ability to model their environment using a common language, DTDL, and they are able to connect, to bring data to these models, to the digital replica from IoT, which is like operational data, but also from the other business systems. And the output of the insight that they get using this data could also be shared or sent to Synapse Analytics, so that they take advantage of the layer of the artificial intelligence platform from Microsoft. And with that, I would love to hear more from Nadia today on really what is a simulation digital twins. And as I mentioned, like one of these killer applications of digital twin is simulation. So Nadia, could you share with us like how Cosmo Tech is delivering value through simulation digital twins to our customers?
Sure, thank you, Chafia, thanks a lot. So as mentioned previously, it's through the combination of cloud-native digital twin technology, artificial intelligence, and simulation that industrial organization will be able today to accelerate their digital transformation journey and get outstanding value out of Internet of Things and digital twin technologies. So the simulation, and especially the 360 type of simulation that we are delivering at Cosmo Tech, which allows replication of complex supply chain or of extended energy network, is addressing key use cases around the digital twin. So first, the prediction of the evolution of the system, the represented system over time, taking into account all interdependencies and then all the cascading effects that may appear in this prediction. 2, the assessment of various alternative what-if and how-to scenarios to identify better decisions to maximize performances and minimize risk. So it can be on KPIs, various KPIs such as service level, financials, or environmental impact. And 3, the automation of the application of this decision, meaning the capability to facilitate then the push to the operation, the push back up to the operational system, or the capability to train autonomous systems, such as the Microsoft Bonsai brands that you mentioned previously. And everything starts with a live connected digital twins. This is what you see on this view. And as mentioned by Chafia, it's always connected to the operational system, fed by IT, OT, IoT sources. A connected simulation digital twins that empower operational and strategic decision maker with the capability to be best prepared for any change and address them with agility, which is actually really key in our world today, where uncertainty is the new norm. So simulation digital twin is really at the nexus of the enterprise performance. And so it has extended usages from real-time, very operational use cases such as the control tower of a complex supply chain, for example, to more strategic use cases where you might be on the preparation ahead of time of your sourcing, production, or maintenance strategy to make sure they will be as resilient and as performant as possible. It can also be actually a simulation digital twin to help prioritize your IoT investment or deployment strategy. And the full potential, this is what you see also on this view, is really from our point of view in the alignment that you can get between strategy and operation. And this is what industrial organization can reach through the usage of our simulation digital twin platform. So please let me comment you quickly a very brief example. So you are in charge of the monitoring of a manufacturing line, and you notice a machine performance that is downgrading. Leveraging the unique capability of our platform to predict consequences of events, you will get an immediate visibility on the consequence of this machine underperformance on your overall factory, let's say, productivity. And here you see that in 8 hours, the total production throughput will drop significantly and is below, in fact, the threshold defined, and you get an alert, and you have 8 extra hours, in fact, to act on a mitigation plan. So in parallel, you have several mitigation scenarios that had been prepared in advance that are launched so automatically. And those scenarios will help you evaluate, in addition to the operational efficiency of the machine itself, the impacts on the business overall, such as the cost and the revenue impacts. And then here we see that we have 2 interesting, in fact, scenarios. One is related to the addition of human resources on that machine to mitigate, then to compensate the performance loss. And it's a temporary option, but it helps retrieve the service level at a certain cost. The second scenario is about a maintenance operation that can be done, in fact, in 3 hours, and that will help, as you see on this detailed view, maximize the operational efficiency of the machine over time on the long term, while being almost equivalent in terms of total production throughput 8 hours after. So, in fact, you will choose that maintenance scenario, and a push notification is sent to the maintenance team. So this is a concrete example of an advanced monitoring where the decision relies on the holistic impact of the event and the simulation prescription that can be run in real time to identify best alternatives. So it allows clearly to make and justify optimal decision in minutes instead of days, and be much more agile and efficient. So to conclude, the Cosmo Tech simulation platform had been designed to democratize simulation usages and make them as close as possible to enterprise current processes and systems to allow a first operational value creation in 12 weeks and to make sure you can have on top after an agile and collaborative delivery over time to expand value month after month. So the 360 simulation is at the heart of the industrial metaverse.
Thanks, Nadia. And talking about the metaverse, I wanted to kind of take a step back and quickly discuss what are the metaverse applications. The reality is like the metaverse applications is the new paradigm, and like a lot of the companies today are looking to harness. And based on the domain or the use cases, we could talk about like the consumer metaverse or the enterprise metaverse, as well as the the industrial metaverse. Most of the use cases we have seen today are kind of more focused on the enterprise and industrial metaverse. And at Microsoft, we have the technology to enable the metaverse application across the board. And before kind of we talk a little bit about that, the platform, the Microsoft platform that enables this, I wanted to share with you our vision of the metaverse.
Imagine our world today. People, vehicles, businesses, buildings, hospitals, factories, entire cities, and the billions of devices that connect us to this world and to each other. This is the physical world. But what if we can replicate that physical world into its digital twin? A digital twin that is bound to the physical world in real time, that we can experience in mixed reality, that we can collaborate with, that we can run simulations on and find what is important to us, that we can apply AI to learn, predict, and act, to save time and money, to reduce carbon, to preserve natural resources, to improve safety, to bring us all closer. This is already happening today. Across the world, organizations are taking advantage of this new wave of innovation that trends to an interconnectedness that enables the metaverse. Everything modeled in the metaverse mirrors the status of its physical twin, including the interactions and relations between everything else. By applying the power of the cloud, we eliminate boundaries of what this can do. The potential is limitless. We can now track and analyze data from connected environments to identify patterns, trends, and anomalies. We can now simulate any possibility, evaluate outcomes, determine the impact of any change or condition. We can now harness AI to perceive the physical world to improve and automate tasks, to give superpowers to your frontline workers. We can now give everyone in your organization the power to build apps and workflows, to collaborate with each other in this virtual space, to share and receive expertise at the right time with the right context in front of you, to move through the physical world and get relevant information about its digital counterpart when and where you need, using mixed reality. The Microsoft Cloud brings these capabilities together with the limitless computing power of the cloud and intelligent devices at the edge, and creates this framework for building immersive and impactful digital twin, mixed reality, and metaverse solutions.
So I wanted to go back to the applications and the capabilities we discussed earlier in this presentation, which are the foundation of the metaverse capabilities, from creating the digital replica of your environment up to synchronizing it and the interaction. And at Microsoft, we have the platform stack and the technology layers that enables you today to get started building your metaverse applications. From the Azure IoT that enables you to connect to your environment and gather the data, to digital twins that enables you to model your environment, to the artificial intelligence that gives you insight and unprecedented insights, up to SaaS applications like Microsoft Teams that is integrated today with Mesh, the Microsoft Mesh, as well as the Microsoft Connected Space, the Dynamics Connected Space that enables you in a matter of hours to connect your environment and gather insight. One thing I wanted to stress is that as you start your journey to build your own metaverse applications, you don't have to leverage all of these stacks, of all of these layers. You can start where it makes most sense to your business and enable use cases using different part of this stack. So the question is for you, are you ready to get started or accelerate the transformation journey? Thank you very much. Thanks, Nadia, for being with me today.
Thank you, Chafia. Thanks to you all.